Want to teach your kids financial literacy but not sure where to start? Greenlight can help. With Greenlight, parents can keep an eye on kids' spending and saving, while kids and teens use a card of their own to build money confidence. As a parent, you can send instant money transfers, set up chores, automate allowance, and more. It's a convenient way to run your household, customized to your family's needs, and the easy way to raise financially smart kids. Get started with Greenlight today and get your first month free at greenlight.com/pod.
Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
Okay, all right. We're getting live. We're getting ready to be on a live stream, and it looks like we're going live. All right. Here we go, party people. Welcome to another live stream from Zero Dark Nerdy, the galaxy's most average pop culture podcast, brought to you by Sailfish Comics, with 3 amazing locations here in North Carolina, 1 in Concord, 1 in Winston-Salem, as well as 1 in Greensboro, North Carolina, right across from Best Buy. Be sure to hit them up for all your graphic novel, comic book, and action figure needs. The best comic book shops around. Of course, we have the Believe Podcast Network to thank. That is BLEAV.com. And on top of that, we want to give a big shout out to Mad Monster Con, coming your way next weekend, Friday the 23rd through the 25th in Concord, North Carolina. They're going to have Walton Coggins there, Michael Chiklis, all kinds of stuff going on. And if you want to get some free tickets, be sure to go to our website for all of our trivia nights. We are going to be giving away 3-day passes and Friday passes every single trivia night leading up to Mad Monster Con next week. So, of course, the website is popculturepodcast.com, and just be sure to click on the event page. It's going to let you know where to go. And, I think that's it on the announcements. We're going to be talking House of the Dragon Season 2 coming your way. We are a week late. I apologize. Vegas got their grips in us. Big 40th birthday shout out to my amazing twin sisters, Janet and Janice. Love you both so much. Big shout out to everybody that made it out there. And of course to Circa and the good old Golden Nugget. So I have with me today Sam from House Corner Bar, first of her name, Queen of the Shotskis, breaker of Rumpelmans, and ruler of the 7 Mug Knights. Sam, thank you so much for joining us today here on Zero Dark Nerdy.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Let's do it.
So those of you that may not know Sam, she's a good friend of ours. We go visit her at the Corner Bar just about every weekend, if not every other weekend. The one of the oldest bars in Greensboro, and just one of the best bars in Greensboro, 100%. Especially because she works there.
Yes.
So she's really the main reason we go there. No offense, Kenny. You're doing your own thing now on social media.
He doesn't need us.
Yeah. He can go and do his own nightclub thing if he wants to. So we're there for Sam and the rest of the crew there. So as Sam and I become friends, we talk a lot about Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, everything else. And, it just became evident to me that she'd be crucial to be on this episode, especially because she is a very avid reader. We're going to talk about some of her other fandoms towards the end of the show. But, she was telling me about how she's read Fire and Blood, and which, of course, is what House of the Dragon is based on. And I didn't think of any other better episode to have her on than this one right here. So, Sam, thank you so much for joining us.
I don't think I'd want to do anything else either. This is my go-to.
So, perfect. So, before we get into the show, because I pre-show you were telling me how you haven't read the original, Song of Ice and Fire books. So what is it that drew you to Fire and Blood?
So I just a couple years ago started picking up reading, and I had just watched Game of Thrones, watched all of it all the way through for the first time, binged it, didn't watch it when it came out, so I had a different experience from everyone else. And then they announced the House of Dragon show coming out, and it really intrigued me. And I knew that was based off of books that were finished already, so I was pretty interested in that. And I actually bought a book that wasn't Fire and Blood. It was like more of a picture book that went over the histories of it, and it followed Fire and Blood. It just had pictures in it. Read that, loved it. So that's what made me pick up the actual Fire and Blood and read it through. So I kind of like got the gist of Fire and Blood before I read it, but then Fire and Blood is very more in depth and a lot more happening than the picture version of it.
Gotcha. Because I mean, there's tons of obvious wormholes you can go down. I mean, the moment they say something in Game of Thrones, especially now in House of the Dragon, like when they mention the God's Eye, I forgot what the God's Eye was.
There's a lot.
Not remember it was a gigantic lake next to Harrenhal. But you were telling me, and just after some more research that I was doing, that it reads more like a textbook than an actual novel.
You're correct. It does. It reads like you're reading a history book out of school, like you're in history class and you're sitting here reading about what happened thousands of years ago. But it's all made up, and it's I don't know how he does it. Really don't. Write like that, especially a history that he didn't even start with.
Expansive.
Like, it's crazy. I'm like, how do you build a world like that? Where do you start building a world like that? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, but it's incredible. So,
and I mean, just the thought that it takes into, and then as he's, writing a Song of Fire and Ice, well, I need to go back and do a whole story on the Targaryens. How did we get here? And mapping it all out on top of that too. Like, I find myself, if you just Google Game of Thrones map, there's an interactive map that you could follow, and literally you just click on certain areas and it gives you an entire history about it.
I'm going to have to look that up.
It's intense. And again, another rabbit hole, but there are tons of spoilers, which, as you know, listening to the podcast, I should have mentioned this earlier, lots of spoilers ahead. So if you have not finished House of the Dragon season 2, you may want to hold off. But if you don't care and you're in, then you're all in.
Spoilers for the later seasons too, possibly?
Yep. Lots of spoilers ahead. I mean, we kind of know what happens because there's spoilers in Game of Thrones that talks about House of the Dragon.
Yes.
So spoilers and swear words ahead, as always.
Oh, gosh.
All right. So let's get to season 2 now that you've talked about the books a little bit. Before we really get into season 2, where would you say, like, we are at in between the show and the book right now? Like, are we halfway?
Like, at the start of season 2? So,
or no, just like after season 2 is now wrapped up, where are we kind of at? Because now we found out that it is going to wrap up after season 4.
Yes.
So we're only going to get 2 more seasons of this, which are going to be spaced out across 6 years, probably.
I would say compared to the book right now, we are probably about halfway, but I would say a little more towards like a quarter, just because there was a lot of politics that they cut out as well. But like now we're going to get into a lot of more battles and things like that. And I don't know if they're going to stick with that with the show, considering they've cut some battles, but they're also, you can't I mean, the first one was cut. Episode 4
with the burning mills. The burning mills. Right. Right.
And I mean, not huge to cut it, but I have a feeling with season 3 and 4 we're definitely going to get more battles. I think. I hope.
I mean, from what they said, I will say this, it is kind of a tease because you turn on the episode and it tells you it's going to be this long. And I'm like, oh, it's going to be an hour 20 minutes, it's going to be an hour 30.
Yep.
Really, the last 15 minutes are the behind the scenes stuff.
Behind the scenes, and then the next episode.
And the next episode, which I do like that, but it does cut into
it cuts into what we could have had.
What we could have had.
Yes.
And the showrunner, I can't remember his name, but it's him and G and George R.R. Martin. They're the ones that came up with the show. So at least we know it's going to finish and be true to his book more than the show. We hope so.
They changed it right off the bat with season 1, episode 1.
Really?
Aging Alicent down, she's not friends with Rhaenyra in the books. They are not friends. She's about 10 years older than her. That's like the biggest change, and it's straight out the bat, like making them friends in the first episode.
Really?
They grew up together. They did not do that.
Wow, I did not know that.
They are not friends. They never loved each other in the book. Never loved each other in the book.
Wow. So yeah, because they make them seem like best friends.
Yeah, no, that was a show change, and that's for us to like enjoy and like the characters more. I don't think Alicent would have been as likable.
Okay.
If they didn't have a friendship before.
Right, because you probably, we all would have went into it like fuck this bitch.
Yeah,
You're
I
like,
kind of are in the books. And I mean, I kind of am in the show too, but
right. We got to that
makes
way
sense.
regardless, but at least this way there's a little bit of heart there.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, I did not know that. So in between, especially this season where they go meet each other 3
that
times.
doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen at all in the books.
Oh.
Oh,
I mean, there's one time
wow.
later on, Alicent will, like, she begs in the books or something from Rhaenyra, but Rhaenyra's just like, okay. They aren't. It was never like, come talk, let's friends that loved each other kind of situation. That's, no.
So for you
No
book
love
readers, you heard it here first, because I had no idea.
Don't think I'd enjoy a lot of things if I just liked the book. Like,
Right.
they have to make changes here and there, and
Right.
I get some of them. I will say season 1 was a little rushed. Like, we didn't get to actually see, and I feel like people were like, it's so boring because they're like, it's all politics and people getting to know each other. But I'm like, you need that. We need that. And then season 2, they've sped it up a little bit, I think. But
Okay.
I think it's okay. I think it's fine where we're going.
Are there any characters that you felt like, oh my gosh, they like nailed it? And like, which ones were you like, I think they could have maybe done better on?
Definitely. I mean, Damon, yes, because this season he's a little bit more dislikable and people aren't having him. And in the book, he's a lot more dislikable.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think anyone's like straight on like how they are in the book. 'Cause,
Okay.
I mean, they're making us like them and do different things. And like,
You gotta do the TV thing. Yeah.
So,
Because I mean, let's face it, the George R.R. Martin world is fucking dark. It's dark as hell.
I mean, Blood and Cheese, that was, I'm sorry, very soft. It was very soft in the TV show. It should have been a lot worse.
What's Blood and Cheese?
Blood and Cheese, where they sawed his head off in the show.
Oh,
The first episode, the
yeah.
last, you don't see anything, you just hear
Yeah,
it. But
yeah.
it honestly should have just been
Yeah,
really
but
quick,
still,
and we
you
should've
got
saw it.
little kids around,
I mean, that's what made it like kind of. That was supposed to have the same reaction that we had to the Red Wedding, and I did not feel that.
The Red
Should have
Wedding
been
was
worse feeling. You should have felt like your guts turning. It was bad.
I think the Red Wedding is one of the most instrumental
It was
episodes
crazy.
of TV history where you're just like, wow.
Wow.
Like,
I don't
this
think you could be that
dude
shocked.
doesn't give a damn about the main characters.
No, he does not.
At all. Like, is this family ever gonna make it? Like, maybe we just get bad news throughout the whole entire thing, which is what it really felt like.
I mean, that's pretty much what the Dance of Dragons is too. Bad news after bad news for everybody. It's only a couple people live, so just be prepared.
So, what are some of your favorite episodes from this season? And maybe not so favorite. Some that we could have, I know you said that it felt rushed, but some that we could have done without.
I wouldn't say like full entire episodes or anything. I think there's some things that could have been taken out and some things added. Like, at first I was very unhappy with Damon's time at Harrenhal and how he was handling that, and I didn't understand why he was still there and doing all that. But then by the last episode and what happened through all that, I really enjoyed it because it brought a lot to his character and shows us where he is now and where he needed to get. Said he was what Rhaenyra needs now. I liked what they did with that. It was boring at first, but you just have to write it through. But like the little things like that, they probably didn't need to do as many scenes, I feel like, with that. But then things I love, that battle of episode 4, I thought that was some of the best cinematography I've seen in a really long time, coming from a TV show. Like, it was crazy to see.
Fantastic. And
Like,
I'm not here cutting you off. I'm just trying to read some of the comments here.
Oh gosh,
Big shout out to
commenters.
Matt Williams. Yo, I know you haven't caught up. Like I said, spoilers ahead, my friend, but you know what's going to happen. So you can still enjoy the episode or listen to it to another day. Janice running to buy the books because I had no idea about their friendship. That's why I had to bring in the
gap, too.
ringer and the
gap.
age gap. So how big is the age
I
gap?
think it's about 10 or 12 years. So
Really? So
yes.
they're not even childhood
Yeah, and
friends.
it's also not as weird that Alicent got with Viserys after Aemon died.
Yeah,
Ugh.
Aemon.
No, not Aemon. Emma.
Oh, gotcha. The names. My goodness.
Just-
I will say this. That this is the one time I thought the original Game of Thrones show was kind of confusing. This with the names, I feel like they have to wear name tags on every episode. It's just going to make me feel better. And like, and even if they say like Aemon the second or the third, I would still be confused.
Even reading Fire and Blood, though, it's confusing because there's so many houses that you don't see,
Right.
like in the TV every episode, and you're just like, wait, what? Or
Right.
like houses you've never heard of.
Hightower isn't like not even really mentioned in Game of Thrones.
No, I think because this is like their fault right here is with House Targaryen. You could call it the fall of House Hightower with Targaryen at this point.
Yeah. All right. So, in terms of just kind of my opinion, I want to give you just a little break. This is her first podcast. She's been a little nervous. She's been a little nervous, but I think she's doing fantastic. I told her, I said, if I can do this, anyone can do it. So, this season, I was upset that it was 8 episodes compared to 10, which is what we had last season. Just like you said, the battle with Rhaenys.
Rook's Rest.
At Rook's Rest. Again,
Rick.
Yeah, we need our own alphabet for all this shit. Yeah, cinematography wise, for us to really kind of get our first glimpse of dragons battling together, besides what we saw in Game of Thrones at the Battle of Winterfell, which was really the last time we saw dragons battle. It was more cut. Yeah. To where you saw from a distance, where this was super up close.
The images, them flying over, it was crazy.
I mean, just outstanding. I think the performances, to me, are fantastic. I mean, I don't think I'm the only one that hates Kristen Cole, but you're doing a good job if people hate you.
Yes,
and that's acting. That's the thing. Now, I want to remind everybody out there. These people are actors. Yes. Do not send them death threats or letters or anything else. Like poor Joffrey, this guy,
he doesn't act anymore.
He doesn't act anymore because of the
crazy.
And I mean, even old girl that played Cersei, she still gets hate. Like, this is fiction. Okay, this is not real life. So
you know that.
But even like Kristen Cole, like I was a little bit upset about there's been a lot of comparisons to Luigi's Mansion with Daemon and Harrenhal.
Yes, I've seen that.
Which is really what it's been. But I've come to realize through a lot of wormholes and rabbit holes that I did not know this. Harrenhal, the majority of it was made out of the weirwood. Mm-hmm. So, the god's wood, right? Yes. That's another name for it, is what it's known for, which hence increases the hallucinations and the nightmares and everything else.
There's a lot of things with Harrenhal, but it's also the first time we're getting to see magic in House of Dragon that isn't a dragon. Like, we're actually getting to see some of the magic we saw in Game of Thrones in the later seasons, and it's interesting. I'm like, it's also why I had to step away and be like, it's not terrible what's happening there, because we're actually seeing our first witch, Aelys Rivers, we still learning kind of what's going to go on with her too, and there's a lot that's going to go on there too, and it's kind of weird, especially later on. I don't know.
And I mean,
if they follow the books.
Yeah, and I'm glad how they tied it in, with Daemon's arc too, because you could tell when he left Dragonstone, when he left the Harrenhal, he was like, fuck this. I can raise my own army. I can do whatever. And then you kind of see that arc come. And that was a great moment where, Rhaenyra, again, this is why we need name tags, comes and he's like, I'm surprised you showed up and you're still not sure. And, he's like, I saw it. I saw what your dad saw, what my brother saw. And it's bigger than us. Mm-hmm. And that to me, I was like, okay, all right.
I mean, I don't even know. I lost my train of thought. I had something, but it went away. But I think the Harrenhal, I mean, if you know, it's going to play a big part in stuff later as well. So, but
nice. Oh, Kenny from Corner Bar is actually chiming in.
He hasn't watched the season. I don't think he has watched.
I didn't know he followed. I didn't know he followed anyone else but him. But I'm not seeing anything in the comments.
Maybe he should shout us out.
So, but just to catch up real quick, Jan Little again. What's up? Aaron, what's up, guys? Aston, I had a live stream with this gentleman not too long ago on the MCU Bleeding Edge. Good to see you. He says, salute from Croatia. Hernandez holding it down. Deborah Jones, what's up? Jan Little, love you too, my friend. Laura Bonino, hello. Is it really going to be 2 years until the next season? Yes. They don't even start filming season 2 until
season 3.
Season 3.
I think they said hopefully beginning of the year. So
hopefully the beginning of the year,
hopefully.
But we got to expect 2026 though. Gonzalez. Whoa, my cousin. What's up, Gonzalez? Aston, I was an extra in season 2 of Game of Thrones. Awesome. Phoenix was the bomb and Gladiator. Yes, he was.
He was an extra? I want to be an extra.
Kenny G. Art said touche.
Touche.
The breaker of Rumpelmans himself. Kenny G. Well, we'll give him that one. He's the breaker of the internet right now.
I bet I could battle him and beat him in Rumpelman shots.
Ooh, you heard it here first. Zero Dark Nerdy.
I take it back.
Rumpelman's battle.
Oh, I would end badly.
Sam, first of her name, going up against Kenny G. Hard. All right, so back to the show real quick. How much time we got? Oh, yeah, we still got plenty of time here. We got a lot of time. See, you're getting comfortable now. You're good.
A little bit. The alcohol's doing its thing.
How's Sam doing out there, everybody? Put some, make some noise. I'm gonna put some. There we go. Put some out there. There we go. All right. So, what are some things just off the top of your head on your mind about maybe predictions where season 3 may go? How many episodes do you think? And you obviously know the time jumps. So
there's no more time jumps.
Oh, there's no more time jumps.
No, after what we saw in season 1, there should not be any more time jumps.
Okay.
Because now we're in war now. Like maybe at the end, towards the end after some things happen, they could do a time jump just to show us like how it all
fan
ends.
Service, like
kind of.
Oh, we're gonna head into Robert's Rebellion kind of thing.
I don't know. That's so far away. Like I feel like the Baratheons are just kind of there.
Because I feel like now we're it started off 200 years away. Mm-hmm. I feel like we're like 100 and maybe 25 years away now.
I don't know. Maybe we haven't gone that far. Well, since we've probably gone like maybe 20, 30 years since the beginning. Like, because Rhaenyra. Well, no, not even that. Maybe 20 max.
Okay. All right.
Because Rhaenyra dies at the age of 34, so she's not that old.
Yeah, we already said spoilers, but if you watch Game of Thrones...
This isn't really a spoiler. Everybody dies. Like I said, there's only a few people who live. Just be aware. At some point, everybody's going to die. Like, literally, I think I can count 5 people that are main cast right now. That
all men must die, and apparently women too.
Mm-hmm.
So what are your thoughts on... This show's Littlefinger.
Oh, Lord Larys?
Yes, Lord Larys. Yeah, Littlefoot. We'll call him Littlefoot.
No, he needs Feet Finder real bad. But jeez, he was in Aegon's leg during that scene in the bed. He was crying, but also like, ooh, dang.
That dude was the first OnlyFans member in existence. He was the first one to make feet super popular.
Oh I actually really enjoy him. And I'm curious what they're going to do with him on the show because I don't know his intentions right now. Okay. But if we follow the books, we won't see him for quite a while. I think how they left that.
I think so too. I think it's going to be a thing to where it's almost like where Bronn, they go over and into the north, and then you don't see him for a whole season.
Yeah, I don't even know if he'll be in the next season. Actually, if they're going to do what they do in the books, I don't know if we're going to see him or Aegon.
Okay.
So that might.
Now
let's see what they do
with this season here. How did you think it went down compared to the books to the show with the one-offs, I guess you could say, claiming their dragons?
That's pretty to the books.
Yeah?
Like she calls for the dragon seeds and I think she had 16 of them try though, and it's them who come through, but also the one of the wild dragons, which we're seeing Rhaena follow around. It's a dragon seed that claims Sheep Stealer, not Rhaena. And I think that's where they're going with the show. They cut. So that's pretty much a person that gets Sheep Stealer is Nettles. And I'm 100% they've cut her from the show. They're not bringing that. And that character has things that go on with Rhaenyra and Daemon too. So it's kind of weird that they cut that character out. But I also think it's so we don't hate other characters more. But
we already hate enough.
At this point with Rhaena chasing across the veil looking for her, I think that's completely cut at this point. Okay. And I think Rhaena somehow is going to take the storyline, but I don't really know what they're gonna do with her. I don't know. I don't.
Just a couple more comments out there. Mark James, my man, taking over the wrestling universe. Good to see you, my friend. We got to catch up soon. Kenny Giard said challenge on the Rumpelmans challenge. This might have to be a Zero Dark Nerdy exclusive. We might have to sell tickets to this bad boy. Sam's killing it. See, just as good on here as behind the bar. There you go.
That, Kenny?
Janice, my sister, I now demand to be referred to as Janice, first of her name, when I enter a room. Cappy, I joined a little late. Would you say the books are worth reading?
Yes.
I would say yes.
I haven't read a Song of Ice and Fire, though, just because they're not finished.
They're not done.
I'm scared to even start that and them not be finished. So.
Yep. Big shout out to my cousin Koki for joining us. Janice laughed. Everyone dies. Laura, the books are the best. JC, what's up, my dude? Excellent. What else do we have here? All right. So I just wanted to ask you a couple things. You know, a lot of people already know my opinions. Just real quick. Thought the season was pretty good. Like I said, upset that we stopped at 8 instead of 10. I actually had to go back because I was like, was the first season 8 episodes? And it was not. And just the teaser, I never just got used to seeing like an hour and 25 minutes, thinking that we actually had an hour and 25 minutes, even though I love the behind the scenes stuff. Love seeing how it all gets made. Yep. But it was a little disappointing, you know, nice little cliffhanger. And at least we now have the reassurance that the next 2 seasons is all out war.
I think I saw something that when they were making the season, they were about like halfway through, and with like deadlines and stuff, they were supposed to do 10 episodes and they had to cut back to 8 to make the deadlines they have, which is really upsetting. But they also said, like, at the same time, they're pretty much making mini movies every episode. It's a whole, I mean, the CGI, everything is.
Yeah, I mean, they were doing more on season 1 of this year financially than almost the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So it is a lot of money. I mean, especially when you have dragons and you want them to look good.
Oh, yeah. And they do look good. They're not too book accurate, some of them, but they look pretty cool. Yeah. They look awesome to me.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to go up. You know, I'm House Chancla for all my Puerto Ricans out there. House Sandal. So, you know, I don't know if the dragons respond well to me throwing sandals at them when they're not listening. So, all right. So I got to ask you, you know, and this doesn't all have to be the same, but what's your favorite house, your favorite sigil, and your favorite motto in the whole GRRM dynasty?
Okay, so I guess, I mean, I think my favorite house is Targaryen for sure.
Okay.
I want to be Rhaenyra, so.
Okay.
My favorite sigil actually isn't in the TV show. It's from the book. So when Aegon and Rhaenyra split up and they're like doing their sigils, in the TV show, it's like a green like dragon for the sigil for Aegon. Because, you know, Team Green go back. And I think they did that for the show for us to pick teams. But in the book, his banner is actually just black with a gold dragon as the sigil to match Sunfire, his dragon. Okay. That's why he like picked that. So, and then Rhaenyra's banner is actually completely different, and she has like other houses on her banner with hers. So it's actually very different from the TV show. But I think they did that for marketing and for us to be like Team Black, Team Green.
Right.
But okay.
George R. R. Martin's going to owe you some commissions on the book sales because people are like, I need to get the books now.
You do, and I mean, there's a lot more stories, like because Fire and Blood starts with like. Kind of a little bit on Old Valyria, and then you go into Aegon's Conquest, and it's like,
and that's what I want to see.
Yeah,
is Aegon's Conquest.
I mean, I don't really want to see Aegon's Conquest, only because
I want to see Valyrian the Dread.
It's pretty much, well, yeah, you see a lot of him, but like, it's pretty much him and his sister wives just fucking everybody up, and it's pretty one-sided, so you're not going to get any of these like major battles or anything. You're pretty much just going to get people getting burned alive and bending the knee.
Okay, so for all of us that like to beat up on other people in sports games and show no mercy, that's for us.
Okay, yeah, there you go. There you go. But yeah, no, that book covers a lot more than just the Dance of Dragon. It's like probably, I think maybe 100 and something pages in the whole book. Okay. So like you got a lot of stuff in there, and it's because it's the whole Targaryen history, from start to end when they fell off. So and this isn't even really their full fall off yet. Okay. I mean, it's kind of when it starts though.
Now, and what's your favorite house motto?
Oh my God. I feel like I'm dumb for saying this, but I know winter isn't coming is not their house motto, but like that's just like my favorite line. And whenever
No, that's their house motto.
okay, it is. And then whenever Damon heard winter is coming and like said it out loud to Rhaenyra, I was like, whoa.
This is all of us. Anytime we see something Game of Thrones happen on House of Dragon.
I really didn't think they'd show like him seeing the actual dream. Because I didn't think they were going to give that to Damon, but I also think they changed that to make him like finish his arch, like finish
the arc. But on top of that too, like also give fan service to all of us.
Yes.
That
Honestly, I loved
Thrones.
they brought back Patty like this season and young Rhaenyra as well. They did like really good. I was not expecting that when I saw them. I was like, whoa, okay. Brought them back. Cool.
Nice.
Did I miss any others?
No.
What are yours?
Good.
What are your favorites?
So, I mean, I got to go as far as house name Stark. I just love it, you know, and not just because of Iron Man. I mean, kind of, maybe, but, you know, House Stark is just fucking awesome. But I got to switch it up with the motto and the sigil, though. The sigil, I love House Greyjoy, the Kraken.
Yeah.
I'm a man, I'm Puerto Rican from the sea. I'm from salt.
You are.
So
not fire.
Yeah. From the Iron Islands of Puerto Rico. But I gotta say, to me, it's almost a tie, but the motto for House Baratheon, we are the Fury. Yo.
They don't even
that
have
shit
dragons.
Goes fucking hard. I know.
That goes hard.
Yeah, their sigil sucks and everything else sucks, but we are the Fury?
I mean, if you think about it, like if you read the book and read about Rob Baratheon, he's actually one of the like best fighters in all of Westeros whenever he was like in his prime. So like probably did bring the Fury.
Yeah,
I mean,
he did.
He started a whole rebellion.
Yeah, just because the rest of the family sucked. Don't take that against the rest of them. But I saw that. I was like, we are the Fury. Shit.
I mean, in Game of Thrones, do we really even meet any other Baratheons? Because even his kids aren't his. Like, so.
All right. But I mean, you know, I'm just saying, we're talking about the motto here.
Yes,
we're not talking about the history.
The motto is cool.
Now, I do like, even though, like I said, this was a very, like, close. It was between We Are the Fury. I do like We Do Not Sow. Again, going back to House Greyjoy, because they just don't give a shit. Them. And, you know, even though it's not their motto, what's dead may never die.
Yes.
I don't even know what that means, but I love it. I love the shit out of it.
It's magic-y. That's what it gives me.
It's a little bit magic-y there. Yeah. Little Salt Bay magic.
I hope we see some more magic. I also was really
So what do you want to see on the next one?
Her dragon dreamer. I think she's probably one of the craziest dragon dreamers I've ever seen. Did you notice in the episode that she was like actually talking to Daemon? Like Aemon walks up when she's like in that, when Daemon's having that like dream or whatever he's having. Yeah. She was like actually there talking to Daemon, and Aemon like catches the end of it, which is crazy to me. Yeah. I was like, whoa, Helena is crazy powerful. This girl. And then her just being like, because he's like, I'm not gonna kill you, and she's like, it won't change anything. Like I was like,
she was pretty badass.
Savage.
Good call. Good call. Because we've known she's had some mystical shit.
Oh, she's a dragon dreamer. She sees the future. She's seen it all. That's why she told Aemon. She's like, I saw you. Yeah. I saw you. You let him fall. You burned him. Like, I was there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. When she said that, she was like, it ain't gonna change a damn thing. Yep. I was like,
drop the bike, walk away, girl.
Because, I mean, she's already like, I lost a kid, I lost a husband, I don't know what else going on, but I see all this shit going on.
I'm also wondering, because in that episode, Aegon said his dragon's dead, and Sunfire is not dead in the book. Oh. So I'm like wondering if they're changing, and that's crazy if they're changing that. I'm really interested to see where that goes. Because his dragon is not supposed to be dead, but he said, my dragon is
spoilers.
Dead. Said his dragon's dead, and I was like,
yeah, but not dead in the books.
Not dead in the books. Very much injured and surviving at Root's Rest by the people there that are protecting it now for Team Green.
So this is going to just about wrap it up for our latest live episode. I'll have the audio version out if you want to recapture this magic with Sam.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
so much fun.
Hey, this was a good time. I told you you're going to do good.
Time went really fast.
See? The video will be up on YouTube here in the next day or so. As always, be sure to check us out, popculturepodcast.com. Courtesy of our good friends over at Zibster. That is Zibster, right here in Greensboro, North Carolina. They can help you with your podcast dreams and wishes and all that fun stuff. You can go visit the very own Sam Lopez
at the Corner Bar.
The Corner Bar. What shifts you normally working?
Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Friday day, and Saturday doubles. Pretty much the same every week.
There you go. And we're getting back to doing episodes at least every other week. Getting back to every week. We just got back from Vegas, like I said. Finally recovered. I think everybody's healthy now. Yeah, don't worry. I didn't give you COVID. But Sam, thank you so much for joining us here on the House of Dragons Season 2 review. And we will be back. I'm not going to wait 2 years to have her back on. We're going to have her. Oh, yeah. Tell people about some of your fandoms, like some of the stuff that you've been telling me about, because I do have a lot of like friends out there that follow some of the books that you read.
So, yeah, like I said, I got into reading just a couple years ago again, and I love romance fantasy, so, like, that's my main. I do like fantasy. I wouldn't say high fantasy too much. Like, Fire and Blood is, like, the highest fantasy I've read so far. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Lord of the Rings stresses me out. Like, looks like it'll take me probably a year to read a book from him, so... But I read a lot of romance fantasy, dark romance, but I'm going to like a book con up in Orlando or down in Orlando in like 2 months. So I'm really excited for that.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be lots of magic and fun stuff. So
got to sprinkle that.
I know. I get a 3D printed dragon, and I get like a whole thing that goes with it. So I'm excited. So, but yeah, I like to read A Court of Thorns and Roses. Best series out there. It's not finished, which is really upsetting, but she's getting there.
Big shout out to my friend Julie Johnson with the Fangirls podcast. Be sure to check them out. They cover that as well as many, many other books. That's where Sam, like, I started realizing Sam was just as big of an awesome nerd as I am and talking about this stuff. So thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Seriously.
This was fun. I was nervous at first, but I think I feel better now.
Yeah.
Can do it again.
Yeah, if I can do it, anyone can do it. I promise you. I get anxiety through before every episode, and then about 5 minutes in, it's good. Big shout outs to everybody that joined us. Again, this is a live stream. If you're just now listening or just now watching, we still appreciate you. Be sure to check out Sam if you're here in Greensboro at the Corner Bar. Be sure to check us out on all your favorite podcast platforms. Give us a like, subscribe, rating. Means the world to us. As always, big shout outs to Sailfish Comics, the Believe Podcast Network, Golden Ticket Cinemas, formerly Brassfield Cinemas, and Mad Monster Con next weekend. Be sure to check out our trivia nights every single day leading up to next week. We are going to be giving away 3-day passes and Friday passes to Mad Monster Con in Concord, North Carolina. So go to popculturepodcast.com, hit up the event page. You can see exactly when and where we're doing our trivia nights. Until next time, on behalf of Zero Dark Nerdy, I'm Brian.
I'm Sam.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah! Victory!
And anger management?
Fuck anger management.
Thank you for listening to Believe. You can show support to your host by subscribing to the show and giving us a 5-star rating on your preferred platform. Check us out at Believe.com and search for BLEAV on YouTube.
You know when you're listening to a true crime story that has an unbelievable plot twist that makes you stop in your tracks? That's what our podcast, People Are the Worst, brings you with each episode. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Rebecca. We're identical twins who love true crime cases that make you say, didn't see that coming, and we hate the people responsible for them. Listen to People Are the Worst now on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Michelle Beadle. That's right, the Michelle Beadle. You're welcome. You love talking about sports. I love talking about sports. You know the only thing cooler than talking about sports? Sports! sports. And right now, all your favorite sports are on Sirius XM. I'm talking every NFL game, every game from the NBA, NHL, MLB, every NASCAR race, golf major conference college sports, and all the top games in the WNBA. If it gets your heart pumping, it's on Sirius XM. To start your free trial of Sirius XM today, visit SiriusXM.com/believe.